And now, the general weather around Alaska.
All right, starting off with the hazardous weather graphic for tonight, actually this evening. Wind advisory continues here for this stretch of the eastern Alaska range area for winds gusting to 60 miles an hour from the south with sustained speeds of anywhere from 25 to 35 miles an hour. And also for Delta Junction, wind advisory out for winds gusting to 50 miles per hour this evening until 11 p.m. this evening for those areas. And from there, looking at satellite imagery, low pressure tracking into the southwest coast today with a lot of moisture here across the southwest interior, clouds pushing into and rain into areas of Cook Inlet up into the Susitna Valley. About a quarter of an inch of rain fell in some areas of the Susitna Valley today with lighter amounts, just a lot of clouds up here in the interior. Some rain back to the west here, but light amounts. Pretty light amounts all across the western interior areas, and rain pushing eastward across the North Gulf Coast in toward the Panhandle, into the Panhandle today. Klawock picking up some rain now, and light rain over the coast and northern areas of the Panhandle with pretty strong winds occurring, fairly gusty winds, not all that strong in the Copper River Basin with rainfall there as well. And out to the west, a break behind this system right through here. Big cloud shield there with the next system bringing rain into the Aleutians. And rolling that through again, you can see everything moving pretty much from west to east here and up to the north here. A weak Arctic front dropping southeastward. It'll bring a chance of light rain and snow into the Arctic coast later tonight and tomorrow. Otherwise, this low center right along the southwest coast here, bringing gusty winds, rain, Alaska Peninsula up into the Bristol Bay area. In fact, two areas of the heaviest rainfall during the day today occurred along the Prince William Sound area, with Valdez picking up about half an inch of precipitation, around 3/4 of an inch falling at Portage Glacier. And here over the Bristol Bay coast, Togiak and King Salmon picking up about 1/3 of an inch of precipitation or so. Also pretty gusty winds ahead of this front as it came through today. Winds gusting anywhere from 40 to 65 miles per hour. Eastern Turnagain Arm and the upper hillside of Anchorage there, with Palmer seeing gusts to about 50 miles an hour today, and Delta Junction had a peak wind gust of 53 miles per hour. Drier conditions, less wind to the north. In fact, just clouds for the Arctic coast and North Slope areas, and rain, light rain pushing in across the southeast coast. That will continue tonight as that front edges eastward. Rain will increase, have a little harder getting going there down to the southeast under high pressure that's slowly sliding away. Otherwise, periods of rain and gusty winds for the north coast of the Panhandle, with gusty winds on the increase for Lynn Canal becoming gale force later tonight and tomorrow. Otherwise, a lot of showers here across southern Alaska, especially along the coast and over Bristol Bay in the southern Kuskokwim Valley into Cook Inlet. As this weakening low tracks eastward, winds coming down, those gusty southeast winds here will be diminishing throughout the evening and overnight tonight. A lot of showers in the interior, tapering off as you reach the Brooks Range with dry conditions back out to the Arctic coast. Here's that front I spoke of earlier. And then out to the west here, this system bringing gale force winds and rain into the central Aleutians. As that tracks eastward to just about Atka Island tomorrow, rain will spread into the eastern Aleutians, and light snow possible, or light rain and snow there possible for the central and western Arctic coast. Cloudy skies with a lot of showers over interior Alaska. More of a showery to rain condition here across southern Alaska, with much lighter winds tomorrow than what we saw today here. And the southeast coast with good southwest flow or west flow, both at the surface and aloft. That's kind of a wet weather pattern, and so it's going to be cloudy and unsettled there really for the next couple of days. Otherwise, for Thursday, we've got a chance of rain or snow showers eastern Arctic coast and Brooks Range. Again, very light, not amounting to much. Scattered showers over the upper Yukon Valley down to about the White Mountains with some partial clearing here. For the Tanana Valley, maybe even into the Susitna and Manuska Valley as well, with afternoon showers over the mountainous terrain. Scattered showers, Kenai Peninsula, Kodiak Island, back over the southern Kuskokwim Valley with some sun breaks possibly there along the Kuskokwim Delta. And over the west coast, not too bad, basically dry with light winds all the way up to the Arctic coast. This low tracking eastward here brings the gale force winds into the eastern Aleutians during the day on Thursday out of the north or northeast there as this low tracks eastward, but close enough to bring a chance of rain to those areas, especially the Alaska Peninsula up to about Sand Point, possibly Chignik. But back behind that, all there is high pressure, very weak low here with really not much weather associated with it west of St. Matthew Island. So just look for light winds and dry conditions there for the Aleutians all the way up into the Chukchi Sea. For the lows tonight, in the 40s over the interior and the Bering Sea and the southeast coast, maybe some lower 50s there. And then highs tomorrow, 50s for the Panhandle, 50s to lower 60s here for south central Alaska, or actually mid to upper 50s south of the mountains. Otherwise in the interior, 60 to 65 for the highs with some 60s, possibly along the north slope there. 50s for the eastern Arctic coast, 40s and 50s out to the west. And the lows for Thursday morning, 40s central interior, Brooks Range of the Arctic coast in the 30s, and 40s all the way down to the North Gulf Coast here with Kodiak closer to 50, upper 40s the Alaska Peninsula, and not much change, about 40s and lower 50s for the Panhandle. Highs for the day on Thursday afternoon, lower 60s for the central and eastern interior down into McGrath and Nikolai. Actually all the way out to about Bethel. Could see a high of about 60 there with 60 for King Salmon. Highs 50s, lower 60s, south central Alaska, Copper River Basin, as well as the southeast coast.